Hello and welcome back to the Bodcast. It is episode 176 and I'm joined by my lovely wife.
That's me.
It is.
Hi.
Hi. So today we were going to talk a little bit about Lego's customer service and the fact that it can be a little on the random side.
Yeah, very random side.
So I think we talked about this in the past for various different reasons, but so this was triggered by the fact that Lego have lowered the price of the Ninjago miniatures.
Yeah.
So
Quite significantly, by the way. Like the first one was 2,700, and now the other three 2,300, and now they're all 1,800. So they've not even got that price difference from the first one.
So, for those people who aren't aware, so what we're talking about here is you kind of buy a token for them using insider points.
Yep.
And then you use that token when you place an order and they will deliver one to you. So there's a lot of weirdness around it, like the fact that you can only get one delivered with each order. So if you want all four, you have to make 4 orders in order to get them delivered.
Yeah.
Which is...
And so if you're trying to get free delivery, that's £200 worth of Lego that you have to buy.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. It's just
crazy.
A crazy system.
Yeah. If you're already going to buy the Lego, fair enough.
Yeah.
But that's what they're trying to get you to do, is buy more Lego. So they're not going to change that.
Yes.
But it's an annoyance.
Yes. But so anyway, they reduced the price, and a lot of people were annoyed because they'd paid the more expensive price, and then they're like, "Oh, I should have waited."
Yeah, so people jump on it as quick as possible because you don't know how many Lego have made.
Yeah.
And if they've made too many, that's their bad, not ours.
Yeah.
So if they are having to lower the price to encourage more people to take sets that they've made, why should the people who jumped on it quickly have to pay more?
Yeah. Now, I think we've talked about this in the past, but in the UK, you can return a Lego set for any reason, up to a certain period. So obviously you've got your statutory rights, where if there's a fault with it, then you can return it up to a certain point.
Do you know what that period is?
No.
No, okay, carry on.
But so then Lego has this rule that says that even if there's not a fault, you can return it for any reason in a specific window. That gets much, much more complicated with these things. Because does that start from the point where you add it to an order, or where you've traded it in and got this little token thing?
Interesting.
But anyway, so if you'd bought it recently, then you would be within your rights to send it back to Lego and buy the one at the cheaper price and stuff, and it would have been very complicated. But so what people were finding is that they could phone up Lego and basically say, I want it at the cheaper price, what can you do? And Lego were giving a refund.
Of the price difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is, it's nice of Lego. They didn't have to do that in all cases. They didn't have to do it in any cases. They could have forced people to actually send it back and then send another one out. But obviously that costs Lego a considerable amount of money. So the problem comes where, Lego does a large online community, so people are gonna find out that this has happened. Yeah. But then not everyone is offered the same.
Which is not cool. Not cool, Lego, not cool.
Yeah.
So I phoned up. I didn't phone up. I don't phone. I hate phones. Phones are bad.
Yeah.
But I understand that there is an inconsistency between whether you phone or email or chat. Like sometimes phoning is the best way to go. People are nicer on the phone because they're actually talking to you. I don't know. I feel like you have to be nicer when you're talking to someone. But I did the online chat version, and I had a different issue. Went through that first. Then are there any other issues? And I'm like, yes, I would like to get a refund for these points because not very fair.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yes, I understand that's a problem. And I can see you bought 2. I'm like, well, I actually bought 4, all 4. I'm like, oh, yes, you bought the other two a long time ago. And yeah, rightly so. The first one I bought was back in March. That's 7 months ago.
Yeah.
But I know that 2 other people at least have already been refunded for things they bought back in March.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, but regardless of that, other people have had refunds. I say to the person, should there not be a consistent level of customer service? Yes, they say, yes, but they only offer me the points back for the latest 2. And I'm like, well, this isn't fair. I was cross.
I know.
You weren't here.
No.
But I was cross.
But you told me, so I know.
The thing I was most cross about is that I said, well, how can I get the same level of service? Oh, try someone else, is what they said. Well, okay, or try emailing, or they say try emailing or calling, or you could just go through the chat again. And I'm like, okay, this is an odd thing to suggest that I do, but okay. But the thing that annoyed me the most is I couldn't work out how to end the chat, because normally they end it for me. I'm like, how do I get another person? I'm still in this chat with you. But there's like a little button on the side. I'm like, quick exit out and start again.
Yeah.
So I went again.
Yeah.
And I got my refund.
Yes.
And then some. Because I think the person I was talking to just like, I can't do maths. Like, that's probably near enough 3,000. We'll go with that. Yeah. I mean, we'll round up. I don't know, like, when they're annoyed with you and they don't give you what you want, or like, do they write on your file? Would the second person have seen, this person's just complained about the same thing?
I don't know.
They're probably really annoyed. I'll just placate them. Like, what do they see?
Why would someone write that on it, though?
Yeah.
The first person clearly decided that you shouldn't get a refund. So
even though they said I should get the exact same as everyone else.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. Granted, you could easily say, well, my friend got some, and you've got no proof. But I could have shown them the WhatsApp chats. I do have friends. I do have friends!
But we've seen it in the past where, they've sent out the wrong set, and sometimes they're like, oh, we'll just keep it. Other times they've asked you to send it back. Technically, if they send you the wrong set, they have no right to ask you to send it back. It's their mistake. They have to suck that up. But I think in some cases it's like, well, we're not going to send you out the actual set you got until you send back the one we accidentally sent you.
It's kind of rubbish, but...
At which point you have to try and work out which one's worth more, because you can obviously just go, well, I'll just buy the set again.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But...
Because we had it that we got an order twice, didn't we? But we hadn't paid for one of the orders. I can't remember what happened, but they made us send it back because otherwise you would never have been able to order from Lego again because you got an order that you haven't paid for.
And you can still argue that that's their fault and therefore they can't penalise you for their mistake.
Well, then why did we send it all back?
I don't know. I thought that it was something else, wasn't it?
It was a while ago. There might be a podcast about it.
Yeah. But yeah, it does seem like they should have consistency, and I know that in some cases you're going to get different behaviour depending on where you are. So, like, some people might have something happen and people go, oh, that's really good customer service, and you go, well, no, that's just the legal requirements in this country.
Yeah.
So, different countries have hugely different laws on consumer products and what they can and can't do. So, in some cases, they are limited by the country you're in.
Yeah, but when you've got friends in the same country as you, getting a different experience. And, in fact, when you get a different experience within 5 minutes of each other, it's laughable, really.
It is.
They should... These places supposedly meant to follow a script, right? Are they not?
I don't know.
What's the script? Okay, I don't think either of them was following a script because I don't think either of them knew what was going on. Like, certainly the second one, when I was like, I bought these things. What? Like, they literally said, pardon? And I'm like, okay, let me break it down a little bit clearer. But, I mean, I think it was quite clear. I said I bought the miniature Ninjago things from the Insider Rewards, and the price has changed, and I want a refund of the difference. That's clear, right?
Sounds it.
Yeah, I guess maybe they didn't know what Ninjago city miniatures were, or what.
Yeah. I don't know how much of it is that things are just a bit. It seems a bit unorganised, and so just even simple things like Lego Insiders versus VIP.
Yeah, you still hear a lot of people refer to it as VIP. I don't know if that's online though. That's more in the store because they're humans and they can't edit. Like if you were typing VIP and you're like, oh, hang on, delete.
But I think some of their systems still refer to it as VIP when you look at what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, rebranding costs a lot.
It does.
Just do the top level.
So,
it's fine.
Just half-arse it, it'll be fine.
Is that not what everyone's doing all the time?
Possibly.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Is that not okay?
It's fine.
Okay. But yeah, it frustrated me. And I can you go back and complain? I want to complain that you aren't consistent, but you don't really want them to pick the lowest level of acceptable and make that their standard. You want I gave you extra points because I'm a nice person to be the standard, but then that's going to cost them a lot. And certainly I was conscious of taking too long to contact them about it because the more people that find out, the more likely it is that they suddenly go, right, no, we're not doing this anymore. So I was wondering if I was caught from that.
Right.
Because it was like a day later than everyone else.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, once you've got a huge amount of people who have been treated one way, to suddenly change it is going to cause them problems.
Yeah. But they could go, no, that person was lying. Because they're not.
I mean, they could try, and then that would be slander. So
Slander! What's the other thing? Slander and libel. What's the difference?
Slander is spoken and libel is written.
Ah, is that
I think
right?
I've got it that way round.
Fair enough.
I don't know what it would apply in like a on a messenger system. Whether that counts as written or whether it counts as spoken.
Because they're talking to you as if they're talking.
Yeah.
So it's not like published. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bizarreness.
Yeah. Anything else?
So, I mean, I think there's also been weird things where the support just clearly don't know what they're doing. Like, I remember, what was it that you had to complain about?
I complain about a lot of things, Ian. Maybe you should narrow it down.
You do.
Don't know what you're talking about. I'm always fine with everything. Very laid back, me. Not uptight at all.
I can't remember. There was definitely something and you had to contact support. And they just had absolutely no clue what you were talking about. Oh, I know what it was. Bricklink Designer Programme.
What about the Bricklink Designer Programme?
You didn't think that you'd been given gift points.
Oh, yes.
Or VIP points they were back at that point. And it was that you don't get the points until the set ships, but in your order history, it's dated on the date that you paid when you bought it.
And so you can't scroll far enough back to see the points. So you get them, but you don't know you've got them.
Yes.
And so the first time I complained, they didn't understand that, and they gave me the points, so I got double the points for that one.
Yes.
And then the next time I was like, I'm doing the same thing I did last time, trying to get the points that aren't there, and they're like, well, they are there, you just can't see them. I'm like, well, and that was a fun interaction because I'm like, well, if I can't see them, how do I know that they're there?
Yes.
Like, you can tell me this, but I don't believe you. So that was frustrating.
Yeah. It's okay, it'll all be replaced with AI and then it'll work brilliantly.
No, it won't.
What?
I mean, have you seen some of the AI stuff?
I use it at work, it's awful.
Yeah. What did I see? Oh, it was a funny AI thing. I can't remember what it was exactly, but there was like, what's the difference between this and this type of something? And the second thing was a different version of the first thing, but it also meant a completely different thing, and they'd used the like completely nonsense definition. So it's like, this is this, whereas this is this other thing entirely. It's funnier when you know what the thing is.
Okay.
But yeah, AI just doesn't understand that difference.
I asked an AI system for the top 10 swear words.
Oh.
Do you want to guess what came out at number 1?
Biscuits.
Lol.
How is lol a swear word?
No. At number 2 was BRB.
What? These are acronyms.
Yep. 7th place. Nice.
What? Sorry, what? Maybe AI is just too nice and it doesn't know how to swear. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are you aware that there was a big Lego reveal this week?
A big Lego reveal?
I had like a live stream and stuff.
Shocking. No.
Do you know what the reveal was?
No.
It was the Botanical Gardens set.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a well-kept secret.
It was. How could they do a bit... What? They'd officially released it. Like, released pictures of it.
Had they?
I don't know, when did they do the reveal?
Yesterday.
I was definitely looking at it on the Lego website yesterday.
Well, yesterday is when it was revealed.
But when?
I don't know.
Okay.
Sometime in not our time zone.
Okay.
So it's hard for me to know. I'm not good with time zones. But it's just... They're just so bad at secrets. It's frustrating. They also say that the Botanical Gardens has got 35 different types of plant in it. Plant species.
Has it?
I'm like, where? It's got a very suspect looking cactus. Have you seen that? Does not look like a cactus. I didn't even know that was a set. No,
But the botanicals one, it's really weird. So, like, if you go to the Lego website and look for Botanical Gardens, and then there's a whole blurb on it and stuff, and one of the links is the modular series.
Yeah, it's not a modular.
And so they've got so it's a category of modular buildings, and categories are a really weird thing on the Lego website. You can't search for categories. It's a way that they have of grouping stuff when they want to, like, market a bunch of stuff together.
Right.
So it's got the modulars in it and the Botanical Gardens. It's not got the X-Mansion in.
Well, that's not a modular.
It's kind of like a slightly smaller version of the museum.
It's so tiny.
But it's like, how can you count that, the Botanical Gardens, as a modular? It doesn't have connection points on to connect it to the other modulars.
Does it have a second floor that you can repeat? That's supposedly one of the other things.
Yeah.
And it has to have stairs. Those are the 3 things I think I read this week that modules have to have. Connection points, repeatable second floor, and stairs.
Yeah.
Surely it has to also be modular. Like, you can...
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? They're saying that middle floor is a module that can be repeated.
Yeah. It's not modular.
No.
I mean, the roof comes off in 3 places, and the walls come off in 2 places.
Yeah.
Don't think that makes it modular.
No. I mean, you can say the same thing about the Viking village that we just built. Walls come off, roofs come off.
Yeah, not modular.
No.
It does come with a lot of minifigs that I'd quite like, but I guess I could, because it's not licensed, I could get those on bricks and pieces.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think we need it.
No.
I like the little plant pieces though. Is that the tulips?
Piece.
Is that what that is? Doesn't look much like a tulip in my head, but I guess it's an open tulip, isn't it?
Oh no, there's 2 different moulds.
Oh.
One looks like a tulip and the other a generic flower.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't see a tulip then. Yeah. Or maybe I did and I just don't know what tulip looks like.
I'm just so disappointed.
It's just very empty inside.
It is. So it's stupid because, like, the Friends Botanical Garden, if you look at it, like, the first thing people would talk about is the fact that they've used a saxophone for some of the plants, and they've used mohawks, and they've used all these different parts. And that's what's really good about it.
Yeah.
And then
Botanical Gardens.
But if you then look at like the botanicals range itself, it's all about using parts in
Yes.
interesting ways. So like whether that's using hot air balloon pieces to make vases,
Yeah.
or
Like the forestman hats.
Yep.
And
The orchids had the, what's it called? Demigorgon's head. We've had carbonics for petals, all of these kind of things. It's really good.
That is their one of their selling points, I think.
Yeah.
Techniques.
And so then for the ideas botanical garden, to just go, well, we've made some flowers using flower pieces, and some leaves using leaf pieces.
I guess it's not been designed by Lego. I mean, it has. That's kind of the point, isn't
Yeah.
it? They've taken it and they've done the design.
Yes.
But they want to try and stay true to the person's design, maybe?
But the person's design didn't use a new mould for a
Yeah,
tulip.
that's true. So that's brand new to that set.
I believe so.
Interesting. Yeah. I think it's a little disappointing. It looks good. If you didn't have the other one, get the other one because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But it's retiring, I think, so...
I just think ideas is meant to be about fostering creativity.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's encouraging conformity. It's saying use flower pieces for flowers, use leaf pieces for leaves. It's not creative use of parts. And therefore it's hugely, hugely disappointing. Lego should do better. Lego have done better.
Yeah. Do you want to rate the room? I don't want you to rate the room. I'm currently building a mock in here, and we always know... when you're building a mock, things get messy. There's nothing on the... I tried to get
So
stuff
have you
off the floor.
finally learned that when we're building mocks, it's going to be messy, so you don't have to keep having to go on
no,
about it being messy?
When you're building mocks, it's going to get messy whilst you're building the mock, and then you should set aside some time to try and get back each day, because for me, personally, starting from a messy place means I'm not being as creative as I could be. So I would rather keep going on the tidying, which is what I'm trying to do. Okay. You can't really tell. But...
No, I can't.
Okay, so I'll take no score, thank you.
Okay.
I've got one more thing I would like to ask the people.
Okay.
It's not Lego related.
Okay.
You know what this is going to be,
I
right?
know what this is going to be.
Okay. Ian and I had a bit of a disagreement on the way to work this morning. I went to see 101 Dalmatians, and one of the dogs in it was called Linda, which is funny because you wouldn't call a dog Linda because it's not a dog name. And Ian disagrees.
So there are names which you would most commonly associate with dogs.
Rover.
So yeah, Rover, Rex. I feel Toby. I don't know why
Toby?
I feel Toby is a dog's name.
I don't think that's specifically a dog's name, but I could see a dog named Toby.
So, you've got...
Fenton! Is it Fenton? Fenton!
So you've got names that you associate with dogs, and it's things like Daisy is obviously a cow. If you call anything else Daisy, you're just crazy. It's a cow. But just because it's not like a stereotypical dog's name doesn't mean it's weird to call a dog.
I think that when I say it's not a dog name, it's not a name that you would go out of your way to call a dog. You wouldn't want to stand in a field trying to recall your dog by going, Linda! Linda, come back! Would you? No.
What was the name of the musical you went to see?
101 Dalmatians.
Right. And you were struggling to give me a list of 10 female dog names.
Yeah.
You need 50 of them.
What, you reckon that half of the dogs are...
Well, we'll assume that, it's a
I think they had a
50-50 split.
I think they had a gender neutral dog yesterday because they refer to it as they instead of he or she.
Okay. That's quite common.
For a dog?
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't know what it is.
Yeah. If you're in the park and you see a dog running around.
It was the dogs that were referring to it. The dogs talked. I feel like they should know. Especially it's their mum and dad.
Right.
It was weird.
Maybe. If you've got 99 kids, it's going to
They
be hard
don't
to
have
keep track
99
of.
kids. Do you not know the premise of the story?
I do know the
They have 15 kids. Just still too many.
So was it one of their kids?
Yeah.
To us day?
I think it was Buttons. Buttons?
Okay.
Buttons. But Linda is not a dog name.
Linda is a perfectly fine dog name.
Linda is not a dog name. So, I think people should comment below if they, one, believe Linda is a dog name, and two, list some female dog names so that we can add them to our list, because, we struggled. Like, you can have the gender neutral names like Patch and Lucky. That's what they were called yesterday.
Yeah, true.
Descriptive names, because, oh, look, it's got a patch.
Yeah.
But I don't, like, you say that you knew a person who had a dog named Sally. Again, not a dog name. Sally!
Quite clearly was. I mean, the dog's name was Sally.
Right. You can name a dog a name that is not a dog name. That's okay. But Linda is not a dog name. Neither is Sally.
I disagree.
Yeah, well,
My first dog was called Sonia.
Yeah, not a dog name.
Why?
Because there's someone who entered the Eurovision Song Contest.
This was before she'd been in Eurovision.
It's just, Sonia is not a dog name either.
Yeah,
Sonia!
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 Predates that as well. Sonia the dog.
Oh, was that, you
And
said
Sam
this?
the
I was
cat.
doing. Hang on, what?
Sam the cat.
You had a cat called Sam?
Yeah.
Who named these?
I don't know, my parents, I would assume.
Your parents are weird.
The cat was quite lazy, and he would sit on the dog's back, and the dog would jump over our 6-foot fence to get out of the garden, and so the cat would just jump off and land on top of the fence, and that was his way of getting onto the fence.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why have I never heard this story before?
I don't know.
It's because you were ashamed to tell me about your dog called Sonia, because Sonia's not a dog name.
Sonia's a dog name.
It's not.
Not a person name, is it? Come on.
I know Sonia's.
Do you?
Yeah. I
Are
do.
they people?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, real life people.
Were they from Croydon?
Well, yeah.
There we go then.
What's wrong with that?
Right.
There's one in Neighbours. Oh, there was one in Neighbours. She died. It's very sad.
Okay.
Moving on.
So, if you want to provide your list of 10 female dog names, please do so in the comments. It'll be weird.
Yeah, but it'll be funny.
Yeah. And we will see you next week for another exciting episode of the podcast.
And Linda's not a dog's name. Bye.
Yes, it is. Bye.
It's not a dog's name. Bye.
Yes, it is.
It's not. It's really
It
not.
is.
I don't understand why you're so, wrong about this.
I'm not wrong.
You're wrong.
No.
Wrongity,
No,
wrongity,
no,
wrongity,
no,
wrongity,
no,
wrongity,
no,
wrong,
no,
wrong,
no,
wrong.
No.
Bye.
No.
Bye.
Bye.